All right, the second cold proofing or bulk fermentation is done. I've pulled my my dough out of the refrigerator. You can see it's got a nice, they're kind of sweaty, which is okay. The process now is go ahead and preheat your oven to 500 degrees and bake it at for 20 minutes covered and then 20 minutes uncovered. I'm gonna add 3 or 4 ice cubes. It doesn't have to be perfect. Into my Dutch oven and my roasters, and then place my my dough in there. I do place my dough on these silicone mats. This just helps prevent the bottom end of it to get really hard or potentially burn. They are useful. I mean, you don't have to have them, but you might find that you'll like them. So anyway, so now I'm just gonna do a quick poke to check to see if the proofing is done on this. Not sure if you can see this, but the dough, once you press into it, the dough should rise back up slowly. That just means that you have a good proof. If the dough stays down when you press it, you may have overproofed it. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and just roll our dough onto our mats, our silicone mat. You can also use parchment paper. I found that baking at 500 degrees, for me, the parchment paper sticks to the bottom of the dough. So anyways, those came out really nice. Not sure if you noticed that the shape is still really good. See how this dough is coming right back up when I depress on it? That's what you want. So I'm going to go ahead and score my dough. So I'm using one of these guys. It's just a lime. It's just a razor blade on a handle. These are pretty inexpensive. I mean, if you got a sharp knife, you can use that too. You can go straight down the middle here, about a 1/2 inch down. Or you can also do a side cut on this here. You want it to be at a 45-degree angle when you're doing the side cut here. Just remember that the dough is round here, so the 45-degree is closer to almost parallel to your countertop. So then just score from one end to the other. And you can do this a couple times if you want. So basically what will happen is once it starts baking, this will open up and it'll give you a decent ear. Depending on how deep you go, you might get more ear or not. So this one here, we're gonna go ahead and just score down the middle. Keep it simple. Okay. You can do, you know, decorative stuff. This is a very simple one. This is just kind of a like a wheat stem. So you basically are just gonna create a small line and then just put some hashes on it. Same thing over here, you can do the same thing. So if you use rice flour, once you bake it, the rice flour creates a contrast on this, and when it bakes, you'll be able to see the decorative scoring a little bit better. But anyways, that's pretty much it for that. I'll go ahead and place my doughs in my Dutch oven. So when you put your ice cubes, it's up to you. I go ahead and just do those now. Just throw 3 in each. Call it good. And you'll know that if the ice cube gets underneath your mat or your parchment paper, that section of the dough will be a soft spot, but it won't really affect the bread itself. Careful, bud. That's not. It won't affect it. So all that's doing now is just kind of steaming in here. Get these back in the oven quickly. The rate at the temperature drops on your ovens is pretty quick. So the sooner you can get them back in the oven, the less heat you lose from them. Anyways, we'll hit that timer for 20 minutes. And then when that's done, we'll take the lid off and bake for another 20 minutes. Another thing you'll know, or people will talk about, is like there's like a 7-minute window, or after 7 minutes that it's been baking, you can go back in and rescore your main score to create the ear. By then you'll start to see some coloring on your loaf. It'll be a really light golden brown in some spots. That just means that your dough temperature has hit 285 degrees, and that's the Maillard effect. And you'll start to see the color come through. Anyways, we'll check on this in about 20 minutes.